Justin from Massachusetts once again. First, I didn't tell you the charge that I was in for, so I was in for second-degree murder. When I was 18, I was involved in a youth fight, and I stabbed and murdered a kid. And I'm on life parole. And part of that process of getting the parole is extremely hard in Massachusetts, which we don't have enough time here to go through it. But the reentry part for the Massachusetts system is lip service. If you went on their website, and they have all these programs, they make it look good, but in all actuality, it's nothing. I went to a reentry program that is not related to the Department of Corrections at all, and I got to tell you, it really helped me a lot. I mean, these gentlemen talked about three of the more important parts is employment, housing, and the emotional part. I'm very fortunate where I've always had family. Support and other support networks with me that was able to, provide things upon my release, even though I got released to this reentry program. But the one thing that I did want to talk about as a personal experience was the actual emotional part, because here I was released after serving specifically 18 years, 2 months, and 11 days. And I got released on a Monday, and the program I was in was very restrictive. The first 30 days you couldn't go out except for supervised AA meetings. And on Wednesday night, I went to a community AA meeting, and I thought everybody in there was conspiring to beat me up. I mean, and that's real. I thought guys who would sit beside me had an ulterior motive to beat me up because maybe I took one too many donut. I mean, anytime someone moved, my neck went like this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, the culture shock of being around like a place or a paranoid place where you always think that you have to be on your toes and stuff like that, to going out, to the real world, the emotional, psychological, mental aspect of that, is very hard, to overcome and to deal with. And I think that's where AVP itself can help. I'm not only in the prison, but upon release too, because it took me a few times, a few trips on the MBTA, which is the train system in Massachusetts. I just assumed everybody would know that. And it's crazy. I mean, how many people are packed in, to the trains and everything. And if you looked at me, you wouldn't think that anything was the matter. But inside, I mean, I was, a scatterbug. I mean, I was just, wanting to explode. And couldn't get out of there, quick enough. But the more that I did it, I trained myself to be around people, and now here I am, and around 80 people, and which is it's a good thing, But a lot of I call people who haven't been in prison Earth people, and so I'm speaking to a lot of Earth people here, and to say that you'll never understand what most of us have gone through. Is very, very true, and I don't wish that upon any of you. But just so you can understand a little bit what we've gone through, and I know, all of you obviously have a lot of empathy and want to help, and I just want to share my experience so you are able to help in ways of the psychological aspect of a prisoner of reentry. Whether it's counseling and workshops, community building, conflict resolution. Because conflict resolution in prison is usually handled with a knife or a soup, or a can of tuna and a sock or something. And so there got to be different ways, once we get out, so we're not going into Stop and Shop looking for cans of tuna. I mean, humor aside, AVP, has done a lot for me individually. And I'm also involved in my AA program, and although I'm not allowed into prisons, on the AVP side in the high security, medium, maximum level securities, I am able to go under the AA flag, and I go to the House of Correction into a pre-release center. So I'm able to show them guys speaking my message and my story, to let them know that there is hope, and it can be real, and it can actually happen. Because I've done it. And, when I was in prison, my first 13 years, I was what would you consider, Yeah, exactly. I was a knucklehead. I got caught up in everything. I mean, you know, drugs, knives, alcohol. You know, if you don't think drugs and alcohol are in prison, you're very naive, because we're very smart and we know how to do things that you would be amazed that, you know, prisoners can do. And I never thought I was going to get out of prison, and that's why I was, you know, living that life. You know, but the fact of the matter is that I did get out, you know, after, you know, wanting to change my life, and now I'm committed to doing that. And it's, you know, to welcome them to be here and to find that, you know, Earth people actually want to help, you know, us Martians per se, you know, become Earth people, because that's what I want. You know, I want to be able to walk down the street and have someone run up behind me and not have to look over my back, thinking someone's gonna, you know, do something to me. You know what I mean? Always thinking, you know, when I'm walking down the street, I was sizing someone up in case they attack me. You know, I don't want to live like that anymore. You know what I mean? Because I want to be a citizen, and I know everybody on this panel does also. And I think, again, you know, that's where AVP can help. And I thank you very much.